oil stream the day after a tight loss, heartbreaking loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning. 1 game left on this road trip. We'll set that up a little bit as we work our way through the oil stream today. It is Nielson and Gazzola with you. It is the Boston Pizza oil stream. Thank you very much to everybody who always comes out to Boston Pizza for all the events we are doing. Greatly appreciated. They've got that new holiday playlist menu that is terrific. Curtis last night brought 15 pizzas.
Damn, did he ever?
And I think at least one of them, I think there was only one of them, but he did bring one of the new ones.
Yeah.
And that thing went quick.
Yeah.
That thing went quick. If you haven't had a chance to try it, it's the pepperoni stinger pizza.
The honey hot drizzle is such a game changer on pizza,
so
and it has it.
Yeah, Mike's hot honey sauce. It's
phenomenal.
Drizzled on there.
And you would think, you're like, how does that work on pizza? For those that haven't tried, I know it's kind of been like a pseudo awesome thing, but you have it on there, you're like, what is this?
It's unbelievable.
It's a phenomenal compliment to pizza.
You got to try it if you haven't tried it yet. And the good news is right now up until Saturday, so tomorrow will be the last day of the 5 days of pizza for Benny.
Yep.
Get Boston Pizza. $5 from a large will go to the Ben Stelter Foundation. The numbers go down, obviously. $1 for a kid's pizza and then all the way back up. So it's take-in, it's delivery, it's takeout, it's delivery, it's eat-in. Any type of pizza that you get there will be $5 towards the Ben Stelter Foundation. Jay, not Jay, says over in the Nasty Chat, my Firehouse sub should be here any minute. The pepperoni pizza meatball sub is ridiculous.
Yes.
I think that's a good way to describe that at Firehouse. Firehouse, of course, doing the hotline on the Nielsen show now. That pepperoni pizza meatball, HR Daddy had that the first time he came up when we went to Firehouse, and he was like,
really
this is
good.
the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
May I say,
So enjoy that.
May I say that all the bars and restaurants that we're partnered up with, the food is so good.
Yeah, and I don't think we're just saying that to say it.
Like no, we go and eat
it is delicious. Like
I've been eating at Subway, and we partnered up with Subway.
well, yeah, I mean the Subway. Like it's automatic every time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to worry about
But
it.
I'm sitting there, I'm going like, I feel like a cold cut combo today, and I walk over to the one over here. And I know we were with the crew over at Sunwapta earlier in the month, which was awesome.
Yeah, but there's one right here.
There's one right here, and I go in there, and I'm like, this just feels good. And then you got Popeyes if you're feeling frisky. Then we got BP. We'll be there tomorrow, 170th.
Is that tomorrow, 170th?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
we'll be
Saturday.
back
Tony was
there.
telling me last night. He goes, "You got to come by." I said, "Well, it's my first weekend home after being gone for 6 months. It might be tough, but
when I walk in to get set up, Tony's always, it's Tony's shop, right? Tony and Curtis, they run it, they own it and operate it. And Tony's always like, one of the first questions, outside of asking what the hell's wrong with Evan Bouchard or why they should trade him, he goes, who's coming in today? And I'll be like, well, Belsey's going to be on location. And then when I was like, Joaquin's on today, he's going to come in. He's excited to be here. Hernan might stop by. Reed might stop. You know, like if I talk to the guys and I go, you know, is anybody coming by tonight?
yeah.
And then so I'll tell Tony, and then he'll be like, you got to get Dusty down here.
Yeah, that's
I'm like, well, Tony, he's in Winnipeg this weekend. But yes, those guys are very hospitable. It was nice to kind of do that for them, you know? Like Jared
no, it was good.
Jared and Richie from Modern Measure were here last night, and Richie's like, thanks for having us. I'm like, no, it's like for once we get to host you and show a little bit of gratitude and appreciation. I thought it was a really good time.
I thought it was a really good night. Yeah.
I met Joe from Italian Center, and he's like, hey, Joe. And
How good is that guy?
first thing I said, I'm like, hey, Paisan.
Did you say Paisan?
Of course.
So you can say that, but could I have said, hey,
You
Paisan?
can say it. You can say it.
Jerry, who is with him, is the Padrino.
He is the Padrino.
He's like on his LinkedIn. I was looking at his LinkedIn, and I was just like, it says Padrino.
I was
the
intimidated
Godfather,
by
right?
Jerry.
Yeah. You think so?
A little bit.
Oh man, Jerry's super nice.
Yeah, I know. They were both great. But I talked to Joe, and Joe just has that, he's got that Italian-Canadian sound to his voice. And I'm like, I feel like I'm at Santa Maria Goretti right now.
I don't even know what that means.
That's the Italian church right beside Italian Center.
Ah, okay. All right. That makes more sense then now. Yeah. No, it was a good time. Did you have any, the leftovers are fine over there.
So there's so much. Everybody's very well nourished today.
Can't tell me that this isn't an amazing place to be, hey? Like
You totally redeemed yourself,
I feel so
Dustin.
good seeing the guys just eating today and loving their lives.
Right.
I got to make sure we have leftovers after every meeting. It just brings up the whole mood around the station today is incredible.
Yeah.
Everybody's so happy. It's awesome.
There's a lot of satisfaction on that side of the building right now.
Yeah.
Maddie's been picking away at food, and like that's a good sign when because Maddie will do his own thing. He's got his stuff to take care of, but he's been popping by there, snacking a little bit. And Zach goes, oh, those veggie paninos are really good. And I was like, yes, Zach, they have lettuce, tomato, and they have a big piece of mozzarella cheese. And I was like, you know what you can do? You can open up the meat tray and you can make
Put
it
some
into
meat
a
in if you
meat
wanted,
sandwich. And he's like, I never thought of that.
Well, I went out before this show. I said, Zach, how are the leftovers going? He goes, I'm on a carb overload. But Zach got in here like 10:15 and just kept eating.
Well, he does that. He's a
Glue guy's got some pizza heated up. They're laughing. They're all like, you go over there right now. It sounds like Christmas morning.
It's just very
so nice.
docile.
Yeah, it's so nice.
I was sitting with Reed. He's picking away at some food, and it was a great time. And nobody got like hammered.
No, like everybody
anything.
had like a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Had mixing in waters and food and conversation.
Really into the game.
You know what it was? It was a very professional and mature gathering. That's what it was last night.
What?
Yeah, and here at Edmonton Sports Talk, like if you've been to a Nasty Bash or an Estes after party, the golf tournament. Some people have cried at the golf tournament before.
I don't know.
I'm looking at you. The
Tears of joy.
The fun spiel, like those are good times.
Yes.
And some like they can get a little bit carried away. Not last night.
No.
Last night it was just look at us, professional office. It was good. It was fun last night.
Gord Mamer says Dusty has fully transitioned into corporate overlord. Pizza for the staff, and they better damn well be happy. No, you know what? I'll say this: there's no corporate anything with us. It's
pretty chill.
It's very relaxed.
But I do like seeing everybody so happy with the food.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to do that a little bit more often.
We could tell you felt bad.
I felt awful last time.
How do you it bugged you.
Up? How do you screw that up? Like, not this time and never again.
Sir.
Not this time, never again.
Well done.
So
sir.
I look forward to that. And like the game last night, it sucked. We're all sitting around watching it, and you just sort of like you could right at the beginning of the third period there was that push. Mm-hmm. Was that when he made the Superman save?
The great
and
save.
Then another good chance in tight, and he was a little road hockey. He's kicking
Best
things
street
out.
hockey goalie in the world.
But you saw that push at the beginning of the third, you're like, uh-oh.
Yep.
And it wasn't as drastic as that first 35 seconds or so, but Tampa carried the play in the third. You're like, God, hang on. And then sure enough, like Connor McDavid's got to play better defensively. Like he's skating right alongside. Yeah, he's right alongside Paul. Doesn't do anything about it. Pops in, done, off to overtime. And then obviously an insane sequence in overtime. And all of a sudden like that, a game in which, they were outshot heavily over the last two periods. Yeah. But a game in which one of your best work ethic efforts in quite some time, and you still let it slip away. I'm very interested to see what the vibe was like around the team after that. That's tough.
Around the team, that would be interesting because like
that when you're like, damn it, we worked our balls off. I thought they did.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it on the post-game show. It was almost like, boy, and I said I didn't like this. We've gotten to a point with how this team has played and with the results they have struggled to accumulate, positive results that they have struggled to accumulate. It's like, okay, they lost, but there were some good things coming out of it. And that theme, I said on the show, I don't like it because it shouldn't be at this point. However, I will 100% acknowledge it because that's how you build it back up. You start to do things the right way. You start to build a little bit of confidence in areas outside of special teams. And then hopefully it spreads. And then all of a sudden the ball starts rolling and it picks up steam and more momentum. And then eventually you're back on the right path. But just the fact that we're here and this is what we have to say after a loss that I also feel like after they blew it too, it was more like, oh, of course. Yeah, that's the reaction. Oh, of course.
It is. Yeah, you do feel that way.
That's
like
how
they can't win in regulation.
There was not as much fire on the post-game show from the Nasty Chat and the text line compared to the night prior.
Because they tried hard.
Yes. And just the result, you're like, there it is.
Like
it's frustrating. That's frustrating.
If you take that game and put it in the playoffs last year, and that is one of the lead all along the way, and then they blow it and lose in overtime, people are furious. Like, you're just like, that is unacceptable for a championship caliber team to have this lead and then let it slip away in the final 3 minutes. Like, that type of stuff just can't happen. But with the efforts that we've seen lately from this team and the end results that we've seen lately from this team, you're sitting there going, man, that was a pretty good game. Proud of the group. Even though they let it slip away. A nice shot. I mean, it wasn't like it was a bad goal from Pickard. It was a pretty nice shot up top. Well, the winner, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm talking about the game
the Paul.
The Paul. It was his first of the year.
Yeah.
That was a nice shot. The overtime winner, it went off Pickard's pad and still into the far side of the net. Like, he kind of overcommitted, but
Belsey and I debated that one.
Okay, what was the debate?
I took the argument that Genssel's a goal scorer, and I'll give him credit for it. And then Belsey did hit back with it went off his pad. It
went off his pad and still along the ice.
Yeah.
That is to me, that's a positional error, right? If you're going to get a pad on it.
It's a street hockey goalie.
Well, that was his late. Yeah. I mean, that was kind of that type of goal.
Yeah.
But he made a bunch of good saves along the way.
I think you got to start him tomorrow.
Yeah, actually, I was going to bring that up with our
Sorry if I'm
No. It's right here.
that.
No, it's right here on the. I was just going to make it our Popeyes headlines. I was going to ask everybody, who do you start tomorrow? And I'm trying to figure out why it wouldn't be Pickard, right? Like,
I thought immediately with the way he was battling, how he performed, the result they got, unfortunately, 1 point instead of 2. I think you have to go back to him. Just out of principle for how well he performed and what he was able to do. And another thing that really does resonate with me right now, and it was just Joaquin talking about Stu Skinner on EST Afternoons, and he said he's broken.
Yeah.
And that's alarming. And he, in my opinion, Skinner bent and gave them, 2.5 good weeks of decent goaltending.
Yeah, I tried to hang in there.
Yeah,
he did,
and it broke. And then Joaquin said in that game in Washington, he looked broken. And if Joaquin's picking up on something like that, I mean, I don't have a lot of reason to argue it, because he would know way better than 99% of us.
All right, 780-218-9999. These are your Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen spicy headlines. If you're looking for lunch today, Popeye still has that sweet deal, 3-piece bone-in chicken for just $8. Let's get to a couple of your text messages on this one. Actually, no, I want to get to Rip City Step. I don't know if he says, I can't believe Belsey blamed that entire loss on Roslovic. Was that a joke?
I think Step's joking.
Okay, all right. I thought he probably... But, I mean... Vasilevsky got his leg up, but Roslovic's got to bury
Jammed
that.
it right
You got to find a way to bury that.
We also debated, would it have been goaltender interference on Hyman?
I think 100% it would have.
Do you have to sneeze?
I was going to sneeze, and then I stopped sneezing, and I had that thought.
Because I can carry the conversation. I know how to do this.
But it wasn't Hyman laying on him?
He kind of tried to jump over, but it felt like it kind of... The way he jumped over from the overhead looked okay, but then you watch it from other angles, and I think, especially given where the climate is with goaltender interference these days, the Lightning would have to challenge that goal. And I feel like, would probably win that argument, because as much as Hyman tried to avoid Vasilevsky, there was contact, and it would have affected him and his inability to make another save. But then he made a crazy save. Although Roslovic, instead of doing a dipsy doodle, as people were joking about yesterday, chastising what Chris Knobloch said a couple days ago, if he did a dipsy doodle in tight, which he has great hands and probably could do no problem, instead of jamming it, we're talking about a goal that might have gotten
You're so excited. You're looking at your goal. Game winner again, third one. And then boom, back, game over the other way.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of challenges, what do you think of the offside there? Sportsnet only showed one sort of blurry look at it.
Right.
Like, you could barely see the guy on the far side there. That's what the issue was, right? There was a guy on the far side of the ice who was coming out of the zone.
Right, and it looked offside.
I think Hernan made a good point last night when we were talking about. He said, felt like Paul had his stick off the puck at the time when he came in. I'd have to get another look at it.
It's like a dump
So
in.
it's the whole, like, he's technically not in control of the puck at the time.
I think that is such a stupid nuance to the rule.
If the Oilers would have saw anything, they would have challenged. So, like they're pretty good in that.
Yeah,
right? Like,
listen, Noah Siegel, my golfing teammate at the Oilers media golf tournament, he's pretty damn good. I think his track record's pretty damn solid as taking over as video coach, as head video coach. So if he isn't telling the bench to, I mean, I'm sure they're talking to him. If he's saying, no, we're not going to win that challenge, don't do it, he probably has a really good idea of if it's going to be.
Yeah. I was kind of waiting for it. We were all watching. We're like, oh, he's going to challenge because it looks offside, but it must have been that the puck wasn't on the stick.
And I hate
at the time.
that. Like, Bruce McCurdy, God rest his soul, had a great line, Dusty, after that McCarr goal. We were falling. I think I was in for you, actually, the next day.
Okay, yeah, at the old place?
At the old shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had Bruce on, and he said, so what are you trying to tell me? That Connor McDavid, when he has the puck on his stick,
handling up the ice,
he's making 1,000 micro touches every game? Is that what you're saying by that interpretation of the rule? Because on the McCarr one, it was off his stick for like a fraction of a second. And they're saying he doesn't have control and it's like a dump in. I don't buy that BS for a second. That guy, one of the best stick handlers in the world, best defenseman in the league, best defenseman in the world, he's got control of that puck. I thought it was silly back then. And if yesterday's situation
that's what
was
it
similar,
was. It had to have been it, yeah.
I think that is so stupid. And that's just me. And I know the refs have to follow the rules from the rule book, and it's not them that decide what goes and what doesn't. They have to just enforce it. But that one concept to me of the offside rule is mind-blowing, in my opinion. And there's others out there that are like, how do you not understand it? I get it. I just think it's dumb. I don't know how you can
understand the rule, but you just think it's dumb.
I don't know how you could tell me that a guy who's lifted his stick, but he's got control of the puck, doesn't have control of the puck when these guys are the best stick handlers in the world. Anyway.
780-218-9999. Let's get to a few text messages that have come in. Coach Mike says, guys, the effort was there. What do you guys think is repeatable from last night?
Effort.
That's the key one, right?
Yeah. I like the tenacity, gumption, things that we've said so much of this season are lacking. They had that last night. Like the fact that we had some physical play was kind of refreshing.
Yeah. Well, then look, man, if they can just repeat the effort, it's the effort that gets them into the places they're supposed to be defensively, right? Like on a lot of these breakdowns, they're just not trying hard enough. If they're as engaged as they were last night on a regular basis, I mean, that was one of the, I know they didn't win. I know they let it slip away late, but that was one of the most engaged games that team had played from start to finish all year.
Yes.
If you can find that, that should be repeatable. Effort should be repeatable.
Mm-hmm. A couple weeks ago before they went on this trip, Leon Draisaitl said, well, if we give our B+ effort on most nights, we should be in a position to win. I think it's easy to give them the B+ on that effort last night.
Yeah.
And look at that. They had a chance to win. Now, they didn't score enough. Yes, they're playing one of the best goalies in the world. The lack of scoring concerns me. It really does, Dusty. We're 23 games into the year, and these guys barely...
How many high-danger chances did they have last night?
It was 8-8 last night.
It was
natural
8-8
stat
and
trick.
5-on-5, I think.
Natural stat trick. Well, Benny was looking it up. Natural stat trick had it at 8-8.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going off of what he told us last night.
Yeah, Eric had them both a little bit higher. It said the one that he was looking at today said it was like 17-13. No, that was...
High danger?
No, not high danger. That was...
slot opportunities?
Nah, I can't remember. But, I mean, the lack of finish was a concern last night.
Very concerning to me. And what are we at? 5 now or 6 games where they're over the 3-goal threshold?
That's it, eh?
That's it. I think it's up to 5. I have the game log right here. I'm going to go through it. I'm just going off the top of my head. But you brought up that stat on Lock Shop that Swainer slid in, where this is the second lowest amount.
Yeah, I was listening to that driving home last night.
And that's a good stat. Second lowest amount of regulation wins in franchise history through 23 games. The only 2 teams in franchise history worse were 07-08.
Yeah.
Which they rallied to make it close at the end of the year to almost make a playoff push. And then 93-94, where they were well into the
absolute write-off
rebuild. That was the first Jason Arnott year. And That was when things were looking really shady for Peter Pocklington, and there was like 7,000 fans at the old Coliseum. That was right when the drop off happened.
So yeah, not ideal. That's for sure. Troll texts in and says the game tying goal is the reason they have 0 cups and will probably never win. McDavid only cares about offense and can't be bothered to play average defense. Yeah, I don't think he was cheating for offense at that moment, but there could have been another step for defense. You think he was cheating for offense?
Belsey
at that moment, at that deep in the ice?
Yeah,
I think he was just being lazy on defense.
Well, and
I think there's a difference.
Yes. But
are they usually cheating for offense? Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought at that point it was just take one more step defensively. What's he thinking? Somebody else knocks the puck off his stick,
or
and then he turns
sneak
it
in there and turn it up.
Yeah. So
ice.
instead, put your whole body into it.
Yeah.
And make sure that shot doesn't get off.
He was on the wrong side of the puck.
Yeah. He was on the wrong side of the puck. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to look at it that way, just on where they are, so he's saying he should have been on the other side of Paul.
Yeah. I think they're up to 6 games over 3 goals. Because they lost 5-4 to Columbus, and then the 7-4 loss to Washington. Prior to that, they had 5 against Columbus the night. It's minimal. Let me go through it real quick.
I'll get to this text from Eden as you look at that up. Hey boys, in a vacuum last night was much closer to last year's team. 3rd game in 4 nights while losing on OT is fine. In a vacuum.
In a vacuum.
Rams fan says Stu is broken and should be sent to Winnipeg, where they'll probably revive him. Yeah, Winnipeg in big Comrie time in Winnipeg right now with Hellebuck going out.
Yeah, what is he? Arthroscopic surgery.
4 to 6 weeks, they're thinking. So that's a big loss.
6 games over 3 goals this year.
6 games over 3 goals.
That's right.
All right. Yeah, you'd like to see that offense click. I would like to see the team with Nuge and Hyman and everybody in there, but when you still got these other top-end guys, and your power play is as good as your power play is, it's the 5-on-5 offense that you need to find. Hampton Steve texts in. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, do not be shy. Feel free to text us. It's the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Hampton Steve says, last night was the first sign of progress I've seen from this team since the 2nd game of the season.
Ouch.
I have no expectation of them winning tomorrow with how much emotional damage the team suffered in Florida over the past 2 years. But if they have another solid effort, that would be a win for me coming home from this death march of a road trip. And I kind of want to go there. So let's go there for the Play Alberta numbers game here on the Oil Stream. Okay. All of Edmonton Sports Talk brought to you by Play Alberta. Download the Play Alberta app today. You'll find, if you go to the website, you'll go to playalberta.ca. You will see odds boost. You'll see daily specials, see EST specials. Click on that bad boy. You'll see all of our plays in there. You can use the bonus codes EST Sports and EST 50. You use deposit $50, get a $50 free bet. And if you want to dabble in the casino, watched Glue Guy play some pretty intense blackjack at a table yesterday.
Him, Reed, and Hernan kind of get into it.
They
on
like
the
to get into the casino.
They like those live dealers too.
Yeah,
I'm fascinated by it.
I thought for sure yesterday when I was watching the live dealer that Jay was playing with, I was like, this guy's AI. He goes, no, it's a live dealer. And then Jordan last night from Play Alberta was here.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it. He goes, no, they're live dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. So, it's neat. I really like it.
I don't know if Glue Guy talked about it yesterday on his show, but he accidentally hit on a 20.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a 20. And we're all like, I was standing there watching with him. And we're like, yeah, 20, let's go. And he had a pretty good side bet on it. He's like, 20, let's go. And then I was like down at his computer like this watching the hand. And he moves the mouse over top of hit. And right before he clicks it, and I'm like, no, don't hit. He hit. We're like, oh. And then I said, but what if you get an ace? Oh. Legendary hit.
Oh, that would be.
He did not get an ace.
Damn.
He busted, all because of the incorrect click. But anyway, EST Casino, deposit $50, get $50 to play with in the casino as well. And they got a bunch of stuff going on over there.
I like playing the specials. I'm not clever enough to come up with my own parlays.
Yeah.
I got bored last Sunday. And I came up with my own like 3-leg parlay. I went 2 for 3, but I tried to mix in a few things like some player stuff, then team stuff. But I like the specials. I like our partner parlays. I think our EST specials tab is pretty robust and pretty
welcome
good.
To the dark side, Tommy.
I'm in, man. I'm 100% in.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Use your game sense though, right? Don't get too carried away. Don't be betting hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
I limit myself. And I also confide in Jay. I'm like, Jay, what are you playing today? What are you thinking? And then he's really good. He's like, all right, the promo codes have refreshed. I'm thinking this today for the 50. Let's play it. And then I got burnt by my Cardinals in the Dallas, Arizona Monday Nighter.
I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who listens to Edmonton Sports Talk or watching on YouTube. We were told last night that nobody anywhere for Play Alberta drives more action than we do. So that means a lot to us. So thank you very much for that. They also said that we actually do pretty well. Like last night, Jordan was like, if you guys just straight up bet $100 a bet or $10 a bet or whatever it is, he goes, every one of your bets, you guys would be up. He goes, it actually hasn't been an overly profitable partnership for us yet because we're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So that's good news too. They're happy with it because we're doing pretty well. And they would rather us suck at betting and then, so that's good.
Did Jordan not mention that there's going to be they continue to enhance interface and
they're working on it. He was telling me about that last night too. They're working on some stuff too. So,
cool.
Okay. So like right now they're 2-3-1 on this road trip.
Yeah.
If they can win, like it shouldn't be this big a difference, but I feel like the vibe's very different from a 3-3-1 road trip and a 2-4-1 road trip.
Or a 2-3-2.
Yeah, you're a 2-3-2. If they can win, and as weird as it has been with some of the games that they have played along the way on this trip, if they come back from a 7-game trip out east when they've already been on the road a lot this year with a 3-3-1 record, once again, as that other person said, in a vacuum, you're like, that's a pretty good 7-game road trip out east. Now, we'd probably feel that way if they were 4 games above 500 going into the road trip. You're like, perfect, 500, come home. This probably feels a little bit different because they've been basically a hockey 500, 82-point pace for most of the year. So, but if they can go into Florida and win, and if they play like they did against Tampa, against Florida, there's a very good chance that they could win. 3-3-1, I think as much vitriol as there was spit by a lot of people, ourselves all included during this road trip.
Sure.
I think you kind of got to be happy with a 3-3-1 trip.
Overall, in a vacuum.
Yeah.
You know what really puts stank on the results so far is what happened in Columbus and what happened in Buffalo. Right?
Yeah.
I think, and there was a pleasant surprise in Carolina, and they actually started this trip 2-1, which is great. But I do think like the missed opportunities, and there have been a lot of them this season, unfortunately, but you get your ass whooped by Buffalo after beating Carolina, and everyone's going, what the hell's going on? And it's like, okay, bounce back, because you got embarrassed that night in Buffalo. And instead of bouncing back, you get handed it pretty good to you by the Washington Capitals. And then you're thinking, oh no, here you go again. You're going into a tough building that you barely win in. One win since 2012 in Tampa. And you go, it's gloom and doom. So it's where they lost so far on this trip and how they lost those games that I think puts a lot of stank. I'm going to use the term stank on this Friday.
That's a good way to use it.
On this
stank.
Trip. And where people feel this team is at right now. And I think that's totally valid because we just saw Calgary kick the living snot out of Buffalo in Buffalo. Calgary.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
no.
That's a problem. But you're right. If they wind up winning tomorrow, a 3-3-1 trip is okay, considering the cities they had to go to and the buildings that have been very unkind to them throughout the history of this franchise that they would have picked up points in.
780-218-9999. Please keep sending in the text messages. This one comes in, no handle. Oh, maybe the handle is pods. What moves that Bowman has done since joining the Oilers would you say has worked out on the ice?
Bowman and Jackson, got to keep in mind. Wallman's been good.
Roslovic's been a nice
That's
find.
A good pickup. You know what? Klingberg actually, much to our chagrin, or mine, I didn't understand. Bowman guy? Again, like we keep saying Bowman. It's the two of them.
Yeah.
Klingberg ended up being all right. I mean, he was having a good playoffs until the Cup final where, Florida just kind of beat him up, forced him to cough up pucks, and then scored on those opportunities. Regula might actually end up being a sneaky decent pickup.
Yeah, I'm not convinced yet.
It's going to take some time. He took that shot to the face yesterday. That sucks, man.
That sucked. I think he's a little too lumbering in the defensive zone.
He's got some work to do.
Yeah.
But it's so early. That was game number 30 of his career.
He hasn't played for him. Maybe he does become a steady number 6. Like, I think there's other people who think he might have a little bit more, but
yeah,
I think the peak is kind of where he's at now, right? Just a better version of it.
Yeah.
He's not playing top 4.
No.
Regula's never going to be a top 4 guy. So right now he's a number 6 guy.
Yeah.
I don't see him being anything but a number 6 guy. But if he can become a steady number 6 guy with another 100 games under his belt, then you may have something there.
Guess what? You need steady, solid NHL players to have a competitive team. I don't know. Mangiapane has been bad, especially plus minus, but he does have offensive upside. I don't know. I'm not saying that was a good get so far. I'm hopeful
after the game last night, Frederick.
Stop it. Stop it.
Nice goal.
That was a nice goal.
That was a good shot. Beat a good goalie. All right. Stupid Peter texts in and says, do you guys think the room has lost faith in the goalies? Is that a real thing? We're all aware of their poor play, but is it affecting the players and their bleepy attitudes?
It can.
I think if it happens over and over and over again, if you played on any team ever, if there's one dude that sort of lets you down or you think he should bail you out in certain situations and they can't, it's gonna kill the buzz a bit.
If you're a forward, here's a very real thing that's kind of similar in that thought process on a team. If you're a forward and your defenseman can't hit you with the pass ever, and you get so frustrated with your defenseman because you never touch the puck, right? Unless you go and get it yourself, which is hard to do, especially in the D zone. But I think that, if you're a forward and D-man can't get you the puck, that becomes so frustrating that you hate your defenseman. And I think, too, if you're a team and your goalies can't get you a save, especially early in a game so you don't have to climb out of a hole every game, or you can't count on them late or have any reliability, I think it does wear on you and it pisses you off and can affect you. I think it's real. I think there is some legitimacy to it. I don't know how much it affects the overall group, but I definitely think it does have an effect, in my opinion.
Nielson and Gazzola with you here on the oil stream today, brought to you by Boston Pizza. Luke in Cowtown says the other way, have the goalies lost faith in the D being played in front of them? But legitimately, it can't go both ways if anybody cared about goalies.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gager. I don't know if he's kicking around here.
No, he's probably cooking up something delicious.
He's probably making a gourmet meal from all those leftovers.
So many ingredients to work with right now.
Yeah, he's loving life.
I actually described the kitchen to some of the clients at the mixer yesterday. I'm like, this is Joaquin's.
This is Gager's.
And he's like, I keep it clean.
This is where he paints a canvas.
Yes, he does.
That's his chore too, right? He said he looks after the kitchen.
And he does an immaculate
Gager's thing is
job.
the kitchen. Yeah. No, it's good. All right. So just bring Paul Coffey back, put him on the bench, and everything's fine, Tommy?
Oh, boy.
When's he arriving? When's Paul Coffey arriving? What's going on here with Paul Coffey?
Probably never. So if you don't know, he moved back to Toronto, where he generally is. He was renting a place at the JW. It was Frank that brought it up that Paul Coffey was butting heads with the coaching staff and stuff like that. And I said it post game. I'll say it here on the oil stream. He butted heads with the McClellan coaching staff when he was brought in by the owner to kind of keep an eye on things. Interpret that how you will. That created problems, legitimately. Then after that assignment was done, special project, whatever you want to call it, he went away, and then they brought him back. I think it was when Jay Woodcroft was the coach, but they didn't have him around the coaching staff. He was just around.
He's just around the team checking things out.
An advisor.
Yeah.
Right? To
like Stoff.
To Daryl Cates. I'm not even going to acknowledge that statement. And that created friction. It created friction with Ken Holland and the hockey ops staff because they're like, well, Paul's here. Well, what's he doing? What's he telling Daryl?
Yeah.
It's
an awkward situation.
And why is he not talking to Kenny? And so there was like a weird standoff for a while. They had to have a sit-down meeting, get everything on the table, hash it all out, and then they eventually were able to have a good working relationship. Okay, so crap hits the fan in 23-24. They go 2-9-1. They win that one game against Seattle when Jay and Dave Manson
they're walking across
dunks,
the ice and they're like, we're done.
That's it, big boy, or whatever Jay said to Dave. And then so they patch this coaching staff together where they bring in Chris Knobloch. They put Paul Coffey on the bench. He tells us he didn't want to do it. Okay? But because he's advising and he's on the staff and he's telling Daryl Cates what he thinks and not being a yes man, it's refreshing. And it actually worked. It worked. They went to the Cup final. They went to Game 7. It was cool having him around. But, I get a little bit... I have issue with people being like, they need Paul Coffey to run the defense again. He was not running the defense, okay? He was working with Mark Stewart. Mark Stewart is the X's and O's guy. Mark Stewart was the X's and O's guy.
He was on the tape, the film with the guys. And
yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't Paul Coffey doing that element of the job. But Paul Coffey, if you have a guy like that, a legend of the game around your team, and the guy brims with confidence. I love him. I think he's a great guy. All my experiences with Paul Coffey are amazing. He's the coolest guy to me. But I can see where he's just like, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to go tell this guy he needs to make that play. He's like the defense whisperer, but not in the technical side.
It's like
he's
the uncle that you like to talk to, who encourages you.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden your confidence goes up 15% because my uncle just told me I'm a badass and I can go get any chick in the world.
Paul Coffey yells on the bench, Darnell Nurse, where's your confidence at? About 65% cough. Don't worry, man. You got this.
Yeah.
100% cough.
Or he'd say something like, don't play like a wimp. Or, he has those like sly comments and you're like, well, I can't let this guy down. But to say he was running the defense, to say he was the reason why things were better.
It's just inaccurate.
Inaccurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is from things I've been told by many people within the organization and being around there and around him, getting to know him a little bit. He's not going to come in all of a sudden. I don't think he's coming back on the bench. I think that's ridiculous to even fathom, and to think he's going to be like the solution.
You're not going to bring him back in though and have him be around Bowman and Jack. Like those guys aren't even around all the time.
And listen, there have been disagreements between Jackson and Coffey as well.
Yeah.
Guys butt heads. And I've had people prying and trying to find out more and be like, oh, I heard this. Oh, I heard that. There's friction, especially when things are negative. That happens. I remember in 17-18, we were on a road trip, a 4-gamer, and it was like all 3 New York games, and then it ended in Washington. And if they did not have a good trip, they finished 2-1-1 on that trip. We were told the assistant coaches were getting axed. So it would have been Jim Johnson and Jay Woodcroft.
Really?
They went 2-1-1. Todd was stressing. He MF'd me after the game in Washington because he was so mad they lost in overtime, and he was worried. And I was the first one to ask questions in the scrum.
What question did you ask?
Hey, you guys put in a good effort today against a really good team in a tough building. How did you see your team performing? What did you make of the result? Very fair. And a softball, easy one.
Yeah.
Working for Oilers TV.
Yeah.
Then we took it down a path. And he was just mad. I went and talked to him the next day because I heard that he was like, Tom this, Tom that. And I'm like, oh, crap. Like, that's not good.
Yeah.
And so I talked to the PR guy at the time, and he's like, no, maybe let like one of the visiting reporters. I'm like, are you stupid? Are you good at your job? Because that is the dumbest thing you could have said. I, as the reporter and host of Oilers TV, need to talk to the coach so that him and I have a good rapport and that we get things hashed out. He's like, no, I don't think you need to do that. I don't know. I'm like, dude, get out of the way. So next day I saw Todd.
Talk about who I think you're talking about, right?
Yeah, you better believe it, man.
Yeah.
The next day, I'm like, I'm not going to listen to that advice. I've worked with that guy for 8 years. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I go to Todd because we're waiting to get on the bus to go to the airport. And he's just sitting there in his seat in the hotel lobby stewing. And he like locks eyes with me. And I look at him and he gives me the nod. And I go over there. I'm like, hey, I heard you were pissed off at me. He goes, Tom, anybody could have asked that question last night and I would have just ripped their heads off. You doing your job. We're the first guy. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
I was seeing red and the first person that asked was getting it. And it happened to be you. He said, we're good. No worries. And I said, well, somebody suggested I shouldn't talk to you. He goes, that is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. He goes, we're fine. He's like, it just gets to that point where the stress builds. We're going to be just fine. And guess what? It actually strengthened our
relationship,
professional relationship. So people butt heads, especially when times are tough. That's my interpretation of this Paul Coffey thing.
Think Knobloch ever like goes at somebody for something?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he does. I think he has a very different way than what we've seen in the past.
Like I'm talking media. Like in a scrum, do you think Knobloch would ever like
in a
be
scrum?
like, that's a dumb
No.
question?
I think he's too polite to do that. But I have noticed, at least, I don't know if anybody feels the same way, but the way he navigates questions now has evolved since he first took over. He's very thoughtful, very calm, but it's not the same where there was maybe an innocence to how he handled it before. But now that he's had 2 years with everything that's been thrown at him in a very high pressure job, I think he's changed a little bit. I do think he does yell at people behind the scenes, but and it's natural, especially with that job in this city.
780-218-9999. That's 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be greatly appreciated. We got about 10 minutes left in the oil stream, and then we'll dive into EST Afternoons with Hernan and Joaquin Gage, and then the Reed Wilkins Show coming up later on today. I know they've got a pretty busy show lined up for you. That'll be going from 3 until 6. So if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com or watching on YouTube, please just tell your friends what we're doing over here, and hopefully they can tune in and check out what I think is an absolutely awesome show every day from 3 until 6 with the Reed Wilkins Show. This text comes and says, guys, once healthy, 18, 97, 93, 92, 29, 28 should be enough to get some kind of winning streak going. That, of course, would be Nuge back with McDavid and Hyman. And then Draisaitl between his wingers that he's looked best with so far this year in Podkolzin and Roslovic. And I have to think that's probably how it works out.
I like those two lines. I would like to see them as well. And I feel like they are capable of creating enough offense.
I think as Matt Savoy continues to get reps and continues to find a bit more confidence, I think he could be like a low-key third-line driver of offense.
Sure.
I know it might sound crazy to say that with the production so far and stuff,
but I don't think it is.
I think if you're looking at, okay, well, how are you going to generate offense in the third line? And it might not be ideal for this year, and you're hoping that over the next couple of years he's actually in the top 6. The whole Roslovic contract moving forward, whatever that ends up being, if he sticks around, might change that a little bit. But I think even right now, when you look at, okay, Nuge is back, and Nuge and McDavid and Hyman are going to be this monster top line because we've seen it before. And then you've got the Draisaitl line, and you're thinking, okay, now how do you generate something in your bottom 6? I think what it would have to be, and it's not ideal because of their size, but in a perfect world, it's Majapani on the left side, Savoy on the right side, and I don't know who in the middle, but I feel like those should be the two guys that are most capable of keeping things possibly going when that top 6 is off the ice.
Yep. I like that it seems as though Savoy isn't discouraged by the lack of numbers that he's been putting up so far and inability to get points on the board. Because he still tries to make plays happen.
He's got good puck skills, man.
You can
just
see,
tell, right?
He goes to the tougher areas. Maybe he can't throw his weight around because he's not a big guy, but it doesn't seem as though he's discouraged. And I think, he has that dog on a bone mentality, or keep at it. The word's gonna turn at some point. You're gonna start. It'll click. You'll figure out and make an adjustment naturally that all of a sudden puts you in a position to score, or sometimes it just clicks for guys. You hear them saying, well, I really haven't changed much, but I seem to be in this position and I'm getting these opportunities. It's because you're doing things the right way and you're working at it. And sometimes the fruits of that labor doesn't come out right away. And I think if he sticks with it, I think he's going to be a good player. There's so much to like about him. You hear the praise he gets from the coaches, and it ain't happening now, which is unfortunate. He had that little stint where he had a few points in a couple of games. I'm encouraged by what he is doing and his effort and his desire to keep pushing it to get to where he wants to be. And
who would you have center them?
I don't know. Like right now, Henrique maybe. Yeah. The options aren't great. I would have said Frederick if he was playing better, but I don't think that's even in consideration right now.
Yeah, I don't think you're throwing Frederick down the middle right now.
You're not throwing Tomaszek there.
It'd be an interesting thing with his size, with the two smaller wingers. Like,
Yeah, but you got to get the puck to those guys.
But that's
eh?
the thing. That's the problem.
It's like,
Is that I don't think Trent Frederick as a puck distributor could be a center.
Like that goal he
like to
scored
me,
yesterday,
yeah.
he just finished, right?
Yeah.
He needs to.
Didn't have to
get
do much. Got in a good spot. Drysdale
finish.
found, just shoot it immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see him being the type of guy who can excel at center with those two types. Waddy in Cloverdale says Savoy reminds me of Yamamoto. I don't know if that's good or bad for his Oilers' future.
He's bigger than Yamo.
Yeah, Yamo was very Savoy's not big, but he's heavier and he's bigger than Yamamoto was.
Plays a bigger game than Yamamoto.
It's a stronger game on the puck.
Yeah.
Yamamoto was relentless.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit there. Like he tried, but he was just so damn small that it was tough to impact the game physically, really in any way. Savoy, I think, has a body type that can allow him to at least protect pucks.
Yeah.
Maybe dig under a few pucks.
Sometimes you hear the saying he plays big.
Yeah.
Like he plays bigger than he actually is. I think you could say that about Savoy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say Savoy plays big, but I do like that he plays bigger than he actually is.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at. Whereas Yamo, he just used what he had physically and was really good at it, although there were methods to nullify, his hustle and peskiness and him zipping around. Bigger, stronger guys could just push him off.
Do you think they win to wrap up this road trip or what?
Yeah.
Like, do you think they can repeat last night's effort?
Yep. I'll be positive on this one. I'll be optimistic and positive. I say yes. They surprise us, and we talk about a team that's 3-3-1 after this road trip and go, you know what? How they did it wasn't particularly pretty, but they did manage to get 7 points on this trip, and they survived it. I'll go positive, and it will take an effort like last night.
Yeah, they'll need to play like they did last night.
You need to score a few
and bury
goals
a
here.
couple. Yeah,
yeah, and then Pickard, who I think should start, will have to play well.
Knobloch will start him, won't he?
I think he earned it.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Okay, so there's like 6 leftover pizzas over there.
Whole pizza.
What is your favorite way to consume leftover pizza, Tommy?
Ooh, air fryer. Has become my favorite way.
Really?
And we have that nice one. Joaquin, was it you that picked it up or Joaquin?
Not me, man.
It's like it's a different
We had one
type.
dropped off.
Oh, maybe
that was
what
a
it
listener
is.
who brought us an air
Thank
fryer.
you.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Joaquin has made some lovely
Dishes.
concoctions with that. I've used it for a couple of different things. I think that would be the ideal place to put.
So how long do you have to put a piece of pizza in an air fryer?
A couple minutes.
Okay, a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
at least like the air fryer at my place, which is like the pot style.
Okay.
You could put like 3 or 4 slices in there, and they need like a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it makes it.
So was it like crispy when it comes out of there?
It almost feels like it's freshly cooked.
Really?
Yeah, because when you put it in the microwave, it's kind of droopy and sloppy.
Yeah. Which I don't mind, depending on the type of pizza.
Yeah, that's true. But we put it in the air fryer, it kind of brings it back to life a little bit.
Rejuvenates it a little bit.
Rejuvenates it. Yeah.
Are you a cold pizza guy?
If I'm drunk.
If you're drunk, you'll have cold pizza.
And I'm like, it's pizza. I'm not putting it in the
Doesn't
microwave.
matter. I gotta have it.
I'm going to have that.
I might microwave myself a slice after this.
Do it.
Yeah, we got enough meteor over there to feed a small army.
So good.
Zach, how do you do your leftover pizza, buddy? You cold, you microwave, your oven, your air fryer? What do you do?
I'm very lazy. Tommy knows that.
You're going cold?
Yes. I'm just going straight cold.
I called him out for being lazy. He used a paper plate instead of just one of our plates that you could just quickly wash.
Oh, like this morning?
And I'm like, what are you doing?
No, I also use the paper plates.
I like the paper
there we
plates.
go. Yeah.
I'm like, you're lazy. It takes 2 seconds to clean that thing. There's soap. There's sponges. There's dish towel. You can just hang it on the rack too.
But it takes less seconds to do the paper plate. You just throw it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's wasteful.
Was my thinking.
It is wasteful.
I know it
is wasteful.
It probably isn't the right move.
He almost felt guilt. I could almost see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
The ethics.
The fact that you're bringing this up, I think, is a good sign.
I know. I'm growing towards it. I was in denial at first, but I thought about it a little bit, and I think it might be the right play moving forward. But I'm like Benny. I'm just efficiency, right? It's like
He's an efficient
food
guy.
is
That's
fuel,
what it is.
right?
Yep.
He likes a lemon pepper chicken. He doesn't put it in the air fryer. He just microwaves it, nukes it for 3 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
You guys
nuking
are
it.
young.
I like that. How many sandwiches did you have today?
3.
3 sandwiches today?
They're pretty
Yeah,
small.
Didn't you have
tiny
6
ones.
last night? Yeah, they're just a quarter of a
Yeah, they're
panino.
tiny.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
a quarter?
It might even be an eighth.
Yeah, I might have had half of a panini.
I had 3 of them between shows today.
I had
They're
2.
good.
Yeah,
I
they're
love
so
them.
good.
The turkey ones.
That's
are amazing.
like the whole panino is great, but when they're cut up like those little slices, man, 3 bites, boom, 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 done.
all you
On
need.
to the next one.
Yeah. Pick at it throughout the day.
I like that. What's coming up in EST Afternoons, buddy?
Oh, tons. David Dwork from the Hockey News covering the Panthers. We'll check in to preview tomorrow's game. We also have highlights, lowlights from the 2-1 overtime loss of last night's game. Zach to the Future and Connor Rabchak from Winnipeg Sports Talk. We'll be checking in to talk about the Connor Hellebuck injury.
Talented young kid, that Connor Rabchuk. All right, well, that'll be a good show then today. I helped Hernan with a bit of the Zach to the Future stuff.
Oh, no.
What time is Zach to the Future?
140.
140?
Yeah, and he told me to study 90s chick flicks,
Nice.
which I don't like to study.
You and Connor Rabchuk kind of look alike.
We kind of do, yeah. I looked at
you
his
do a little bit.
profile picture. I'm like,
Yeah.
you kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
look
he's
like him.
another
You're
young
taller
guy.
than him. I've met him. You're taller, but
Really good.
yeah, he does kind of look
You're a
like
big
you.
guy.
I am a big guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. He'll be
Not as
sticking
big as
around
us.
with EST Afternoons. We've got Zach to come locked and loaded, ready to go.
Yep.
That's going to do it for the Oil Stream. It's nice to be here on a Friday. Great time. Oil Stream brought to you by Boston Pizza. Portions of the Oil Stream brought to you by Popeyes and obviously all of Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Check out all of our EST specials over at Play Alberta. We'll have way more than anyone else. For Tom Gazzola, I am Dustin Nielsen. Take it easy.